I wanted to ask a little bit more about North American energy integration, because I think that this is key. When we're talking about energy security, in my mind, it's not just the United States, it is our partners to the north in Canada and to the south in Mexico, and it's that North American energy security and integration. And you spoke a little bit in previous responses about what we're doing to collect and share data. I think that that's critically important. But our reality is we're still looking at these permitting delays for cross-border pipelines. Obviously, Keystone XL is something that is out there in the news, but it's not just Keystone XL. It is so much more that we have going between our borders to the north and to the south. Can you elaborate just a little bit more on how we really achieve what I think you and I would agree is critical not only to the United States, but to our partners, Mexico and Canada as well? How do we get there? Because right now, we can't even get moving with a simple swap between Canada, or excuse me, between the United States and Mexico for our heavy, for our light for their heavy.
Right. Well, I think first of all, this may sound like a very vanilla answer, but I think one of the issues is we need to start a much stronger dialogue with both countries than we have had. In fact, I was kind of shocked, frankly, when you
say start, we've all assumed that we've been having these dialogues.
So it's not, okay, maybe start was not quite the right word, but I was trying to give the impression that it's been nowhere near as robust as it should be.
I would agree.
Frankly, I was shocked, as I was about to say, when I went to Ottawa last year. It was apparently the first time the Secretary of Energy had been to Canada in well over a decade, which was kind of surprising. We have now agreed among the three energy ministers of the three countries that we will have at least an annual trilateral energy meeting. For example, the data agreement we signed last December. We also met together actually in Houston this past week and had a panel together. So part of it is we do have to have that discussion identifying issues. I can assure you that then issues like with Mexico, the swap were raised, and I will be part of that discussion in the administration to at least examine that question. Again, I don't make that decision, but I think it's a very important decision. We have just set up a joint task force that I chair on the American side with Mexico, and in fact will be in Mexico in May, meeting with both the energy and the environment ministers. So I think we are, and the QER has been part of that. Frankly, has really been picking up the pace of this dialogue. So I think we're mapping out a whole bunch of questions now that we need to address, and I want to make some progress in the next year and a half on this. I might add, by the way, the Mexican delegation, and a subject that we've talked about before in a different context, but they, for example, also raised a desire to work closely together on something we have not worked on together, which is methane hydrates, another issue. So I think we're getting an agenda mapped out, and now the issue is to really go forward.
Well, I would certainly encourage the administration to be aggressive with this. We talk about it, and to hear you say that we haven't had a Secretary of Energy visit Canada in a decade is really stunning.
It was crazy.
We can do better than this. Thank you.
Right.